Oh, let me tell you about Teddy, the walking history encyclopedia who struts around in his fancy suit, acting like he's the supreme know-it-all of the ages. He thinks he's got a monopoly on historical facts, especially when it comes to Scottish history. It's like trying to have a conversation about the Loch Ness Monster with Sherlock Holmes in a tailored three-piece suit. Teddy, with his slick hair and polished shoes, always has to one-up everyone with his historical tidbits. You start talking about Braveheart, and he jumps in like, "Oh, did you know that William Wallace's second cousin's and best friend's dog had a secret diary that revealed his shoe size and favourite porridge recipe? Give it a rest, Teddy." And let's not forget the fact that Teddy thinks wearing a suit is appropriate for every occasion. You'll see him at a barbecue, grilling burgers in his perfectly pressed suit, acting like he's about to present the Declaration of Independence. Ah, yes, George Washington himself wore a suit to every BBQ he attended, you know. Well, Teddy, that may be so, but this ain't the 18th century. When it comes to Scottish history, Teddy takes the cake. You mention Robert the Bruce, and he'll respond with a dissertation on every battle, political intrigue, and favourite whiskey of the man. It's like he's trying to challenge the authenticity of my Scottishness. Did you know that the original name of the Loch Ness Monster was Nessie McMonstreffs, and it once had a debate with William Wallace over the best haggis recipe? But here's the kicker. Teddy's so obsessed with history that he's clueless about the present. He'll ask for a selfie, and you'll have to explain that it's not a daguerreotype, and he doesn't need to stand still for 3 hours. It's like teaching a time traveler how to use an iPhone. So, the next time you encounter a Teddy in a fancy suit, just smile and nod when he starts spewing historical facts. He may be a walking encyclopedia, but sometimes it's okay to enjoy the present and not worry about the exact date of the Battle of Culloden. After all, history's interesting, but it won't get you invited to the neighbourhood BBQ. Now, let me tell you about Jeremy, the walking headache who's like a human jack-in-the-box, springing up with ombunctions at every turn. He's the kid who can keep his trap shut, the one who interrupts every conversation, and he's about as pleasant as a bagpipe in a library. First off, Jeremy's the yappest yapper you've ever met. You start a sentence, and he just can't help himself. He jumps in like he's the conductor of a never-ending talk show. You could be discussing the meaning of life, and Jeremy's in there like, you know, I once read an article about life's true purpose, and I think it all comes down to aliens. No, Jeremy, it really doesn't. And when Jeremy wants to know something, oh boy, he's like a dog with a bone. He'll pester you incessantly until you're ready to scream. For the love of all things holy, I don't care about the mating habits of the Peruvian tree frog. But Jeremy won't quit, and you end up being an accidental expert in all sorts of useless trivia. Now, I hate to be mean, but let's face it, Jeremy's not exactly winning any beauty contests. He's got more pimples on his face than stars in the sky. It's like he's a living, breathing connect-the-dots puzzle. You half expect to see a constellation of Orions built on his forehead. And then there's the furry thing. He's openly, unapologetically afraid. He's walking around in his fox costume like it's a high-fashion statement. It's one thing to have hobbies, but he takes it to the extreme. I just had a debate with a squirrel in the park about the best nuts. He says proudly, it's like he's trying to set a world record for the most. Why is he like this? Moments in a single day. And don't even get me started on Jeremy's controversial views. He's like a walking conspiracy theory generator, spouting off about things that make you want to put on earmuffs and hide under the bed. It's as if he's the spokesperson for the Society of Unbelievable Ideas. So, there you have it, Jeremy, the non-stop chatterbox, the pimple Picasso, the furry fanatic, and the master of controversy. A real bundle of dew, that one.